In the family court, the judge's entire focus is the welfare of the child. Children Act 1981, Section 1. Simple. It sounds simple, very simple. But in practice, it means this. The court is not asking who's telling the truth the loudest. It's asking who behaves like a safe, stable, child-focused parent under pressure. And that's where everyone goes wrong. That's where it all falls apart for everyone. Psychologically, when someone is accused, especially falsely, the instinct is defend, correct, retaliate. But in court, that instinct often backfires. Why? High conflict equals risk to the child. Emotional reactivity equals poor emotional regulation. Constant rebuttal seen as escalation, not protection. So when someone fires allegations and you fire back, the court often sees two people in conflict, not one person telling the truth. What I've identified, whether bluntly or not, is this. The winning position in family court is controlled by restraint. Let the other side overstate, contradict themselves, escalate, while you stay consistent, stay child-focused, stay calm. That's not a weakness. That's litigation discipline. And yes, what you've described, what goes on, what I describe about online groups is very common. Echo chambers, poor moderation, misinformation. None of that matters in family court there. Judges don't care about Facebook opinions. They care about evidence. Evidence that sticks. Conduct. Proportionality. I've got something to say. Slightly more structured, hopefully, because I've figured something out about family court. Figured it out, and I'm sharing it with you, because this is not theory. This is not textbook nonsense. This is real world, boots on the ground truth. People don't lose because the system is broken. They lose because they don't understand the game they're in. It's ignorance, not stupidity, not necessarily, but close enough to get the same result. People don't listen. They ask for advice and then they ignore it. They pay for strategy, then freestyle like they're in a rap battle. And then they wonder why everything falls apart. I've just seen, someone just sent me, I don't like it, but I've been sent stuff like that. But I get sent it all the time. I get told a lot. So I've just seen another anonymous post, someone taking shots, hiding behind a fake profile like a coward in a courtroom car park, posted in a group called Dads Against Double Standards. Well, funny that, isn't it? Because what do? They leave the attack up, delete the positive comments, and then lock the post so no one can challenge it. That's not irony. That's performance art. That's the exact double standard they claim to fight. And yet you've got thousands of people in there supporting them, you sheeple. And here's the dangerous bit. This is a really dangerous bit. These same people are giving advice. Advice, that's right. From people who couldn't manage a Facebook thread fairly, but somehow think they can guide someone through the family court. It would be funny if it didn't cost fathers time with their kids, because here's the truth. No one wants to hear, but then that's what I'm good for. It's not about what's said about you. It's about how you respond to it. That's the game. You get accused. What do you do? What do you want? What do you want to do? Defend yourself, correct it, fight back. Of course you do. You're human. That's what I want to do. But the court isn't watching the accusation. No, it's watching you. Are you reactive? Are you emotional? Are you escalating? Or are you composed? Because the calm one looks safe. Boring, but safe. The reactive one looks risky. Even if the calm one is lying and the reactive one is telling the truth, that's the part people can't handle. So what do I tell people? Step back. Step back. Let them talk. Let them overplay their hand. Let them be the aggressor. Because eventually, guess what happens? They expose themselves. But no, people can't do that. People can't do it. They have to reply. They have to set the record straight. They have to win the argument instead of winning the fucking case. Jesus Christ. And then they come back saying, oh, why didn't it go my way? Because you gave them exactly what they needed, a reaction. You handed over your control, your energy, your credibility. And then there's the hardest truth of all, blame. You know you're going to get blamed. You know it's coming. Something goes wrong, it's you. Child struggles at school, it's you. Contact breaks down, it's you. It's your fault. Even when you were the one holding it all together, so what do? You get angry? Defend it? Fight it? But why? You already know the script. You already know what's coming. So why are you still auditioning for the role? At some point, you either learn the game or the game keeps teaching you painfully. And here's the bit no one likes. If you keep reacting, if you keep engaging, if you keep feeding it, that's not them winning anymore. That's you choosing it. Think about that. A little practical strategy, right? Adopt a controlled silence as a tactic. It's not weakness, it's strategy. Let the other side create the conflict pattern. Frame everything. Throw the child, every message, every statement. I want a safe, consistent, meaningful time with my child. Delay emotional responses. 24-hour rule before replying. Most damage happens in the first 10 minutes. Document, don't react. Evidence beats emotion. Always. Ignore online noise completely. It has zero weight in court. Don't let it influence your behavior. But if you understand this, if you understand it properly, you'll already be ahead of most people walking into that courtroom. These rules apply everywhere. You can't just do this in family court. And this is where people go wrong. They try and perform this act in family court that they're not really that person. And then when they get asked a few questions and they're not that person, it goes a bit tits up for them. People lie, people cheat, and people steal. People support that. People support people doing that. They'll say they've got clear consciences and whatever, but they don't. All I know is this. For people to still claim to be against double standards and then still do the very thing that they're against, hypocritical, very hypocritical. So for them to do that and people follow them and people actually, you're all just as bad as each other. You're all just as bad as each other. What about this, right? What about this? No, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. So you're walking into family court thinking it's about facts. You think it's about truth. You think if you just explain yourself properly, if you just get your moment, everything will click into place like some Netflix courtroom drama. It won't, because the court isn't watching your story. It's watching your state. And that's where people fall apart. Not because they're stupid, or most of them, not because they're bad parents, most of them, but because they've done absolutely nothing to prepare for the only thing that matters, pressure. See, pressure doesn't create who you are. It reveals it. And family court, that's not pressure. That's psychological warfare dressed up in a suit and a polite voice. You've got someone accusing you of things you didn't do, someone interrupting you, someone analyzing your every word, your tone, your posture, and then a judge sat there watching, not what you say, but how you handle it. And what do most people do? They crumble. Or worse, they fight. They come in like it's a pub argument. Well, that's not true. She's lying. Let me just explain. No, let me just explain. You're not listening. And the judge is sitting there like thinking, fantastic. These are two adults apparently. Neither of them are in control. And I'm supposed to trust one of them with a child. Great. And that's the game. It's not about being right. It's about being regulated. And nobody tells people that. Go and fight your battles. Go in there and fight. No, don't fight. That's the worst thing you can do. So what do you do instead? They sit at home the night before, reading their statement like it's going to be magically install confidence into their brain. They think, if I just know my points, I'll be fine. No. Because when pressure bites, you don't rise to your knowledge. You fall to your training. And most people, they've got none. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you practiced being accused calmly? When was the last time someone interrupted you mid-sentence and you didn't react? And when was the last time you heard something that triggered you? Like this bloke who's written this post, or this anonymous person who's written this post about me, that I've said something bad about his parenting apparently, or given some feedback that he didn't like. Maybe I'm the one I'm the one saying something that no one else has got the bollocks to tell you, and that triggered you, and you just let it pass through. You let it pass through you like it was nothing. Never. But you expect to do it all perfectly in front of a judge with your child's future on the line. Brilliant strategy. And here's the stoic truth people hate: you are not in control of what is said about you. You are not in control of what your ex does. You're not even in control of the judge who ultimately decides. The only thing you control is how you show up. And most people show up like a live wire, emotionally charged, desperate to be heard and understood, addicted to correcting every little inaccuracy like it's a personal mission. from God. I just need to set the record straight. Please listen to me. Please, please, please. No, you don't. You don't. You need to stop digging, because every time you react, every time you interrupt, every time you raise your voice, just a fraction, don't work. It doesn't work. Why would it? Every time you raise your voice, just that little fraction, you're not proving them wrong. No, you're proving them right. So what should you be doing? Not thinking. Training is what you should be doing. You should be rehearsing like your life depends on it, because in a way, it sort of does. You should have someone sit in front of you and say, you're a bad parent. And instead of reacting, you pause, breathe, and respond like it's a Tuesday afternoon and you couldn't care less. You should be practicing saying less, because the more you talk, the more you hang yourself with your own rope. Three sentences. That's it. 3 sentences. That's it. Answer, explain, bring it back to the child. Not your feelings, not your ex, the child. Always the child. You should be learning how to sit in discomfort, because court is uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's unfair. It's frustrating. And if you can't sit in that without reacting before you've even opened your mouth, and here's the uncomfortable bit. Again, the bit people really don't like. Again, if you know someone who's going to be triggered, who's going to trigger you, and you still let them, that's on you. You know how they're going to lie. You know they're going to blame you. You know they're going to say things that make your blood boil. Why are you acting surprised? Why are you reacting like it's new information? It's not. It's predictable. And if it's predictable, it's trainable. But people don't train. They vent, they rant, they post on Facebook, they argue with strangers who have the intellectual depth of a teaspoon and the emotional regulation of a toddler in Tesco. And then they walk into court unprepared, unregulated, completely exposed. And here's the irony. The person who looks calm wins. Not because they're better, not because they're right, but because they look safe. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Family court isn't asking who's the best parent. It's asking who is least likely to cause emotional harm under pressure. So if you can take anything from this, anything at all, it's this. Stop trying to win the argument. Start training your responses. Because in that room, no one cares how much you suffered. No one cares how unfair it feels. No one cares how wrong the other person is. They care about one thing. Can you sit there under pressure and still behave like the kind of parent a child feels safe with? Most people can't. Not because they're incapable, but because they never trained for it. And that's the difference. Not intelligence, not luck, training. Not even the truth, training, control. And this guidance is not a substitute for your own solicitor or barrister. If you can understand this properly, then you stop reacting and you start performing. Simple.